I was recently in Yokohama in Japan, one of my favorite places in the world. And I was racing against the best athletes. Some of the athletes there was gold medalist, bronze medalist, and fourth place getter from the Rio Paralympics. I started the swim and I was able to hold on to former Paralympians Mark Barr's feet. And I got out of the water at the same time, which was 40 seconds faster than I've ever swam before in my life. Then imagine this. I get through transition, faster than Mark Barr, I jump on the bike and then I extend my lead to 20 seconds. As I'm going through the ride, I then realize that my coach yells out something to me. And I've noticed that I've done an extra lap. I only needed to do 4 and I had started my 5th. I now was behind everybody starting the run. I will learn from this, the largest, most embarrassing mistake I've made in a triathlon. But more importantly, what I did learn was that the hard work and training that I've been doing is paying off. I produced my fastest ever swim and run time in a competitive triathlon. You might be asking yourself why I'm wearing this beanie. Also another interesting story. So before I started the race, I borrowed a friend's wetsuit because I tore mine, and something that you might not be aware of, but I actually have to cut off the leg of my wetsuit. But I hadn't done it because it was a friend's and I didn't think he'd appreciate me chopping his wetsuit to pieces. Then I realized I was still 400 meters away from the start line and I couldn't actually get my leg on to walk to the start line. So I was hopping there, which is extremely tired, and a Russian guy came up to me. And he couldn't speak a word of English, I couldn't speak a word of Russian, but he was offering to help carry me. And so I put my arm over his shoulder, that wasn't working. And then he offered to piggyback me. And we're talking about a 60-year-old Russian. We started off at great speeds, and then about 200 meters in, I could see he was starting to fatigue, and we got down to a slow plod. We managed to make it just to the race start in time, but after the race, he came up to me and he said, "Hey, I just wanted to give you a present," in Russian, so I didn't really know what he was talking about. And I was like, "Shouldn't I be the one giving you a present?" And he gave me this beanie, so I'm wearing it with pride. And thank you so much for getting me to the start of my race. Thank you so much for tuning in. Worlds is only 4 months away, and I'd love for you to follow me on my journey.